The world we live in is full of cultural differences. Each country has its own beliefs and norms. Therefore, equipping yourself with knowledge of different cultures is important to be able to communicate with people. So before that, we need to know the definition of culture. Culture is a learned set of shared interpretations about beliefs, values, norms, and social practices which affect the behaviors of a relatively large group of people. Beliefs. A belief is an idea that people assume to be true about the world. Parents, teachers, and other important elders transmit the culture's assumptions about the nature of the physical and interpersonal world. For example, recently, geneticists have produced evidence that the mysterious primate named Bigfoot or Yeti that people have been rumored doesn't exist, but there are still many people who think they actually do. Or Adam and Eve were the first man and woman in the world. Values. Values involve what a culture regards as good or bad, right or wrong, fair or unfair, just or unjust, beautiful or ugly, clean or dirty, valuable or worthless, appropriate or inappropriate, and kind or cruel. For example, honesty, generosity, superstitious, socially destructive. Norms. Norms refer to rules for appropriate behavior, which provide the expectations people have of one another and of themselves. For instance, shaking hands when you meet someone, saying sorry when you bump into someone.
Hello everyone! As you know, the topic we choose today is beauty standards. But before we start off, I just want to tell a story about myself. I used to be a girl obsessed with K-pop idols. Every day, I spent hours and hours grooming myself in front of the mirror, and all of what-if scenarios run through my mind. If my body was thin, my nose was spurt, my face looked like IU, I could become a famous idol, right? But my parents, we are not on the same page. My parents are more traditional beauty connoisseurs. Whenever they spotted me binge watching a video of my current female idol, they could say something like, "Oh my god, why is this chick is so skinny? The face is too small. They don't look pretty at all." There are two senses. A woman's ideal appearance must include a full-looking face, full bosom, a thick physique, and sometimes wide hips to give birth more easily. I know these arguments between us may be on account of our generation gap, but it is hard to understand why they take a hard line on the female's beauty standards. Alright, now be with me to dig deeper into this topic. Beauty standards or feminine beauty ideal is a socially constructed notion that physical attractiveness is one of women's most important assets, and something all women should try to achieve and maintain. Feminine beauty ideals has always been prevalent in every culture, in every society, and in every time period. Women conform to beauty norms to fit into the crowd and to simultaneously show themselves up as being desirable. The feminine beauty ideal has become more ingrained and cohesive in recent decades because of the development of technology and the relevance of mass media. Below are beauty standards in some countries.
United Kingdom. According to the 2012 Dove Global Beauty and Conference report, 20% of the women in the UK say they have high body esteem. The UK's ideal body image has thinner legs and arms, as well as a flatter stomach. Women with fuller lips, a slimmer face, larger eyes, and higher cheekbones are considered as being more attractive. And don't forget about the UK's obsession with tanning. In fact, Liverpool is the most tanned city, with over 60% of women apply self-tan at least 5 times a month. Like Australia and the USA, many US people wanna tan themselves with lotion or sunbaths or spend a long time in the sun. Some well-known faces that live up to the expectation of a thin face, big lips and chiseled cheekbones include Keira Knightley and Jared Tweedy.
Air figure. African women are recognizable by their body shape variations, hair type, and skin color. In some traditional African societies, the notion of beauty encompasses physical appearance as well as non-physical characteristics. In the late 18th century, women of fuller figures were historically admired. For instance, in Nigeria, of the stage of puberty and in preparation for marriage, girls were sent to fattening rooms to be fed to look plump and healthy. According to the evolutionary perspective, one of the features that is believed to make a person beautiful is that they should be healthy and disease-free. In pre-African slavery, hair was seen as something bright. Kinky hair was seen as a blessing. Intricate styling through hair plaits and twists were worn as signs of status and beauty. South Korea. Because the majority of Korean celebrities, both female and male, adhere to artificial beauty standards, it is widely regarded as having one of the most stringent beauty standards. Koreans, in general, prefer sweeter and feminine appearances when compared to Western beauty standards. Those standards are broken down into 5 factors. Small face. Asians, particularly Koreans, have smaller eyes, giving them the appearance of a larger face. Besides, a small face makes you appear younger. Pale white skin. Pale skin is a requirement in Korean society. In Eastern countries, pale-skinned people were considered to work in higher-paying positions. Small nose. People with tiny faces and pointed noses are seen as refined and elegant. Big eyes. Big, rounder, or almond-shaped eyes seem attractive as larger eyes, when paired with a tiny face, give the appearance of youth. Slim figure. Having a slim body is highly praised and seen as a sign of beauty in Korean culture.
Hello everyone, I'm Mai and I'm from Group 1. In this survey, we are going to find out beliefs, norms, and values of Vietnamese students about beauty standard, and particularly is students who are studying at university in Hanoi, from freshman to the last year student. And now, let's see how they answer our questions. Let's get started.
Một người con gái đẹp là một người con gái có khuôn mặt ưa nhìn và có một thân hình gọi là đạt tiêu chuẩn.
Theo mình thấy thì người con gái đẹp là người con gái sẽ có ngoại hình cân đối, đậm đà một chút, da trắng và khuôn mặt đẹp, dễ nhìn rõ nhất.
Có khuôn mặt ưa nhìn này, một thân hình mình nghĩ là cân đối.
Theo mình người con gái xinh là chỉ cần không béo là được.
Một người con gái đẹp thì một đôi mắt tròn, là da trắng, thân hình vừa vặn.
Da con trai thì nó rất là bình thường thôi, nó dễ nhìn này.
Mình nghĩ là xinh đẹp là một lợi thế, bởi vì những hoa hậu đều là những người xinh đẹp cả.
Đối với mình, xinh đẹp chắc chắn là một lợi thế. Xinh đẹp mang cho người ta sự tự tin, tạo được thiện cảm đối với mọi người và độ tin cậy nào đó, và nó mang lại sẽ rất nhiều lợi ích mà chúng ta không thể nào lường trước được.
Tất nhiên rồi, xinh đẹp chính là một lợi thế. Khi mà mình đi xin việc hay là mình đi bất cứ đâu thì xinh đẹp đều là một lợi thế.
Xinh đẹp là một lợi thế vì mọi người đều thích xinh đẹp.
Tất nhiên xinh đẹp là một lợi thế, là khi mình có nhan sắc thì mình sẽ tự tin và làm chủ cuộc sống dễ dàng hơn.
Xinh đẹp là một lợi thế rất lớn luôn. Ví dụ đấy thì ngay cả trong những ngân hàng rồi toàn yêu cầu trai xinh gái đẹp.
Theo mình thì không nên phẫu thuật thẩm mỹ tại vì nó sẽ ảnh hưởng đến sức khỏe của con người trong tương lai.
Chắc chắn là mình sẽ chấp nhận người bạn gái phẫu thuật thẩm mỹ, bởi vì họ là phái đẹp, họ có quyền được làm đẹp và làm đẹp hơn nữa. Nhưng mà với mình thì cái gì quá cũng không tốt.
Có, phẫu thuật thẩm mỹ là chuyện quá bình thường luôn. Mình tốt đẹp, mình đẹp lên thì có gì đâu là sai. Nếu mà có cơ hội thì mình cũng sẽ vẫn thẩm mỹ.
Lên phẫu thuật thẩm mỹ vì như thế sẽ khiến người ta tự tin và xinh đẹp hơn.
Nghĩa là có nên nếu như mà điều đó làm cho bạn cảm thấy tự tin hơn trong cuộc sống.
Phẫu thuật thẩm mỹ không xấu, bây giờ tạo hóa cho họ không được đẹp lắm thì mình có thể chỉnh sửa được.
When questioned about the most important aspect of beautiful women's look, 90% of students say the body, with the majority agreeing that having a well-proportioned figure is sufficient. Only a handful have a more particular criteria, such as an S-shaped body, a hourglass figure, weight below 50 kg. The second standard mentioned by 86.3% of students is face. The majority of them believe that women's face should be harmonious and pleasant to the eyes. The remaining few build a set of standards, namely double eyelid, pretty nose, heart-shaped lip, and beautiful smile. Another aspect that roughly 70% of people cite is white, acne-free skin. Nearly 60% of respondents mention a good fashion style. The majority of people believe that women should be well-groomed. The others are in favor of women who want to be fashionable and up-to-date.
The next question we ask is, do you have a particular celebrity that meets your beauty standards? After conducting both online and offline surveys, we can conclude that students in Vietnam will choose actresses and singers to be their ideal beauty models. There is about 73% of students who choose Asian celebrities that meet their criteria. Most of them are from Korea and Vietnam. The rest are from China and Thailand. The reason for their choice is that they like girls with pure and gentle beauty, well-proportioned figures, and proper fashion sense. 27% of the remaining decide their ideal beauty model comes from the West, typically the US and UK. They tend to be drawn to people with angled face and charming body. Thanks to two questions, we can see four values that make women beautiful in appearance, according to students at universities in Hanoi. 1. Well-proportioned body. 2. Good-looking face. 3. White skin. 4. Good fashion style. We also have some explanation for these values. First is well-proportioned body. A positive body, nhất dáng nhì da, has become a cultural term in Vietnam, which has a significant effect on recognitions of students about the importance of the body. Moreover, students admitted that they saw the deluge of celebrities' ideal bodies in the media, advertising, social media, which is taxing on the subconscious. They added that having a well-proportioned figures make women become more eye-catching and healthy-looking. Second is good-looking face. Face is one of the most fundamental parts of the body for self-recognition. Respondents also believe that staring at a good-looking face fosters sympathy for the others. Almost all surveyed students would rather have a harmonious face than set standards for five senses, because even if facial characteristics are not ideal, they can still work together to form a nice face. In contrast, the components of the face are perfect, but when put together, they may not constitute a beautiful face. Another value is white skin. In some Asian countries, including Vietnam, darker-skinned people were once connected with agriculture and other labor-intensive jobs, and people with paler skins was assumed to be part of the aristocracy and to have higher paid jobs. Furthermore, White skin is believed to make the face lighter and more beautiful. However, we see that the number of students not choosing white skin is 30%, partially because Western beauty standards, namely the popularity of brown skin, have an influence on these students. Last but not least, that is a good fashion style. According to a student poll, a girl with a good fashion sense is someone who cares about her looks. Dressing well can highlight physical attractiveness and also impress the others, especially in the workplace.
And the next question is, do you think having a beautiful appearance is an advantage for women? This question was asked to see if the students' perspective about whether or not physical beauty is an advantage. And eventually, the results we got were that 94% of students think a beautiful look is an advantage. First, according to survey students, having an attractive appearance will help women have more job opportunities. Currently, there are many professions that require appearances such as banking, hotels, or aviation. Employers often evaluate a candidate's physical appearance before considering their qualifications, whether they are a good fit for the company. Second, being beautiful makes women confident. Appearance is the first thing people are attracted to before getting to know one's personality. It will create sympathy with people and then make them love and appreciate themselves more, as well as boost their confidence. And the remaining 6% disagree with the above opinion. Students think that the soul is the decisive factor, and appearance is not important. Hence, having a beautiful appearance is considered as a value.
Should women do plastic surgery or not? Based on online and offline survey results, I found that nearly 80% of students recommend plastic surgery, particularly 99% of male students and 60% of female students totally encourage doing plastic surgery. It is socially expected part of behavior. This action is regarded as normal. For them, doing plastic surgery is an appropriate behavior because of several reasons. One of the most crucial causes is that this surgery can help women become more confident and gorgeous. When you look good, you feel good. Improvements to appearance naturally translate to increased self-confidence for most people, which means a greater willingness to try new things or open up in social situations. Another reason is that anyone has the right to make themselves beautiful. It's just a personal right. In addition, this is their body, not ours. So we should respect their opinion instead of complaining. However, 20% of the total number of participants disagree with plastic surgery, especially the proportion of male and female students not accepting plastic surgery is 1% and 40% respectively. For them, it's not appropriate. They also give a great number of justifications for their opinion. First, they respect the inner beauty of each person. That is more crucial than the outer one. Second, plastic surgery can negatively impact their health. Finally, they wouldn't do any plastic surgery because of their family prohibition. To sum up, most students think that doing plastic surgery is an appropriate behavior, which is regarded as a norm. In conclusion, students studying at Vietnamese institutions believe that a good-looking face, well-proportioned physique, white skin, and good fashion style are the values that create beautiful women, and having a beautiful look is also a value. Besides, doing plastic surgery is regarded as a norm.
Everyone is beautiful in ways that can't be found in someone else. Beauty also depends on the culture they come from. Each country possesses their own beliefs, values, and norms to evaluate beauty standards. We need to see it with a broader view and show respect for the difference.